Good morning and welcome everybody. This is Tradeaso by Day Trader Genius. My name is Steven and I'm going to be walking you through an advanced consideration today that I don't usually do, but I think you need to know about this information because we're getting more and more of this type of behavior and you need to protect yourself. So let's get to it. One pattern that is very indicative that the bigger money is doing something is repetitive steps in the same direction with the same kind of behavior. So what I'm going to do is first show you the daily chart on Apple. So Apple's the case study today. And again, these are not predictions, these are considerations for your own practice so you can practice recognizing these patterns to make sure that you are protecting yourself. Okay, so as you can see, Apple's going up in steps right here, up, and then it more or less goes the same amount of distance before it planes off. Okay, there's some big prices that are being covered here, like 200 and all that kind of stuff. And then we get all the way up to 230, almost on the cent. What was it? It's 229.67. Okay, so very close. It's comical how often this happens. Then we get a very quick sell-off. And as you can see, it has covered the range of the last upward trend. Now, this has to be part of your considerations when you're going through and you're doing this for income, because when you see this pattern, whether it be up or down, in this case, here's the last upward trend. You can see that it got a little bit weird towards the last couple of days. This is the last week. These boxes represent the dates, obviously, with the dates in there. Now you're starting to get a different pattern where you have high volume and they are all happening in more or less the same time period. So let's say that if you had $100 million that you wanted to remove from Apple, you couldn't just press sell because you could do all kinds of things in a negative way that would hurt you from that perspective. You would have to scale out of it or into it in that case. So this indicates that people with way more money than us are starting to sell. So this is not saying that this is going to continue going down. It's like, it doesn't matter. Look, get that out of your head. It does not matter. All we care about is what's happening right now. Does it fit our model? If it does, we can use it. We can make these trades all day long. It's a blast. So here we go. We have a step in an upward direction. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now let's look at the more important and relevant one for today that I wanted to show you. Here's your first sell-off. Okay, so when we get up to this large volume spike, we hit this massive top right here. Oh, look at that, RB. Hey, look, the system's telling me what the heck's going on. Then it comes back down to the previous high. These lines are very important. Okay, so this is a very clear sell-off. Then we had high range, low volume in these other sell-offs. So it took 1, 2, 3, 4 candles to make it up to this point, and it took 1 to come back down with low volume. So this is a transitionary period right here. This is it. This is telling you that people are unsure of where they think the stock is going to go. All right, so as you can see, shortly after that, you get a high volume sale. This is probably because the momentum on the upside slowed, probably. Now, we're only talking about chart dynamics at this point. We're not talking about news because at the end of the day, the news doesn't matter. It only matters what happens and when it happens, and are you there to take advantage of it? So you get your first big volume sell-off right here. It immediately rebounds to almost the same level as it was before, and then the bears take over. Now, this is the pattern that I'm here to talk to you about today. When you start getting clear red trends, high volume, high range, and it does not correct, this is important. So here's your scale. This is the one you're going to scale out to the scale that makes the most sense. You get this sell-off right here. The price is given a chance to correct magically at the pivot, and then you get some people buying, but it doesn't correct back up to the previous level. So that tells all of the next group of sellers, oh no, I better GTFO before someone else gets out before me and I lose more money, or I lose my profit. Whatever the case is, it's dependent on whenever they got in or whatever they're trying to do. And never make the assumption that you know what they're trying to do. There are way more things out there that we do not know about that they do, and their decisions are not always based off of the same fundamental underlying principles that yours are. Okay, here's the second one. So here's your second step. So you have your first step where these people wanted to get out early and not be a part. They said, all right, I'm out of here. And then it didn't come back up. And now you have your second step that's occurring today. What a fun, awesome trading day. You know, here's what it looks like. Let me just check something. Okay, so here's a weekly chart. Each one of these is a week. So as you can see, we are way up here. This is a massive profit for everybody who's in the stock. Even at this current downward trend, they're still killing it in profit. So keep that in mind. There's a lot more potential in this. Well, this is Apple right now, but we're talking about stocks with this pattern. Here's that second one. This is happening in one day. Now, as you can see, I want to show you the volume on this is 693,000 shares in one candle. This is in 1 minute. So this is somebody scaling out of their position, or a group of people with the same idea. So this is very important, because now we get down on a micro scale. You can see how it kind of corrects a little bit, but it doesn't get as high. So this is the same exact pattern as we have when we scale out to the 15-minute per candle one. All right, so each one of these boxes is 1 day. You have the same exact pattern. Wait a second, what's going on here? Does this not look the exact same as what we just talked about? Yes, it does. All right, so keep in mind that when you have these patterns, whether they be in an upward or downward position, that when things happen, you need to be going with the flow. And I say that because if you're sitting here betting that it's going to reverse and you are not aware that people are scaling out of their position currently, right here and right here, it's obvious. Now that you know about it, you can see it. It's really obvious. Pretty funny, actually. And you're like, nah, I think it's going to go up. That's crazy. Go with the flow. Use the system. Practice this. It happens all the time. You can go into replay and really get this dialed in. So when you see this pattern, you're ready for it. There's so much profit in this. And guys, look. Just get in there, make a little profit, and GTFO. That's it. Keep it simple. Guys, as always, thanks for watching. I hope you appreciated this different version of Trade-a-Sode, and I hope it helps you in your quest. If you have any questions, post them in the comments. Questions, comments, concerns. And also, if you want to hear more of this stuff, let us know, because we're only limited to the feedback that we receive. So let us know. Okay, guys, thanks again. We'll see you next time.